My name's Charles Patch, and this is Finlandia Fridays.
Welcome to Finlandia Fridays. So my name is Michael Babcock. I am your host. We are now on Series 2, and we couldn't be more excited to be here. Our first guest for the new season is Charles Patch. Charles, welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome to be here.
Charles is from Monticello, Minnesota, and is a junior here at Finlandia University. We'll go into his story in a couple minutes here, but before we do that, I want to dive into a bunch of Finlandia Fridays updates. This is our first episode of the new season, as I already mentioned. We have a new radio home. You can now listen to us on 97.7 The Wolf. That's 97.7 FM locally. And of course, you can always find us at finlandia.edu/Fridays, where we will continue to put the videos up, as well as our Facebook page, the Finlandia University Facebook page. And we invite you to subscribe to our email newsletter. That way you can be the first one to find out about every new episode we have coming up, which is a lot of fun. It's a good way to stay up to date with what's going on. And as we enter this new season, we of course want to say goodbye and thank Walker Enstad. He was our media intern last year, helped make all of this possible. The background, helped just a big hand in making this all happen. And we were very, very happy to work with him and proud to have spent some time with him. And with that, we're also welcoming in Monica Freeman. Monica is our new media intern. She's helping produce all of these, as well as handling Snapchat for Finlandia University. So if you want to do a Snapchat takeover, make sure you contact Monica Freeman. For the students, you'll find her on campus. She's everywhere. She's highly involved on the volleyball team, so you shouldn't have too much of a trouble finding her. For staff or anybody else who wants to take it over, contact me, michael.babcock@finlandia.edu, and we'll get that all going. So that's all good. Also, we're a podcast. That's my favorite way to listen to this. If you're not subscribed to the podcast for Finlandia Fridays, I'd highly suggest it. We're on all of the normal outlets, Apple Music. You can find us on Spotify, on SoundCloud, and all those things. So make sure you subscribe. We're happy to be welcoming Season 2. And that brings us to Charles. Charles, we're so happy to have you here.
Great to be here.
I got a good introduction to you during the first week of classes during opening convocation.
Oh, yes.
Charles is our student senate president, and as that, you got to be on stage talking. Tell us a little bit about opening convocation and what that was like for you as a student.
Well, that was my first time ever being on stage in front of that big of a group, so a little nerve-wracking at first, but got over that very quickly. After all of the advisors and all of the faculty were able to introduce themselves, I was able to go up and introduce Student Senate, which was a very good thing. So I got to talk to the students a little bit about what Student Senate is for them and who they need to know in order to create something at Finlandia, in order to create policies that are towards them or create activities that they want to accomplish or even clubs that they want to start up.
Yeah, and you did a great job up on stage. It was fun to watch you go up there. There was so much energy that night. Did you feel like there was a lot of energy, or was that just kind of my feeling?
Well, the band brought a lot of energy to it, which was really awesome that they were able to be there.
And the fight song.
And the fight song, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that Soren actually came up with that whole thing.
Yeah, and later on a Finlandia Fridays episode, we're going to get Soren Schmidt on here, and we're going to make him sing that fight song on a Finlandia Fridays because it was phenomenal.
That would be good.
Yeah, it was fun. One of the things you did on stage, though, was talk about being, you are the voice of the students. And when you left stage, Freddie DeAmpert, our vice president for academic affairs, she went on and she said, that sounds like a tagline, because you said here for you. And it's from talking to you beforehand, it sounds like you wanted to become part of Student Senate because you wanted to help be that voice. Can you talk a little about why you joined Student Senate and what you're looking forward to doing?
So me joining Student Senate, it all started out last year with the group members of Student Senate from previous years. All were trying to think of who could fill the shoes for president as Student Senate. And they, for some reason, all thought that I would be a good idea, which I'm glad that they did. They all started coming up to me saying, like, hey, you should apply for this. And then I decided, why not? And then after doing that, I started actually diving more and more into being a part of Student Senate and thinking of what changes I can make at the school to benefit the student body. And hopefully I'll be able to hear a lot from the student body in order to improve things for them on campus or in their classes or anywhere else in the community.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about the Student Senate members. I know Abigail and Nicholas. Who else is on that board, and what are you guys looking to do when you get together?
So there's Abigail, Nicholas, Haley, and then DJ, and then there's me, and then there's also Kaylor Holmstrom. So Kaylor is my best president, and then Nick Toby, we all call him Toby, he is our secretary. And then there's Abigail, who runs the graphic design part, and then we have Haley, who is activities.
I really put you on the spot with all those names. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I've been running through them in my head like throughout this whole entire first semester. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
What are some of your guys' goals as a group?
Goals as a group, we are going to try and create more activities for the students to be participating in on campus and hopefully getting them off campus into the communities. That was our main goals of our first meetings that we have had, and also then trying to just create a better student body so that we all a community together and more of a family, as was talked at the convocation with President Johnson, as we discussed as how we're a family together.
And he also spoke about the idea of purposeful,
Yes.
which is something that I really like. And hearing you talk, it seems like you're on the same page as him and trying to build a community that just is one together and purposefully here trying to accomplish things.
Yep.
So we're also going to go into a little bit about your major. You're interested in nursing, and you kind of came to Finlandia based on your interest in healthcare. Is that correct?
Yes, so I came to Finlandia in a haphazard kind of way. Moved up here about 3 years ago, moved in with my sister, got a job, moved out of my sister's house, started paying rent, and then I found that I was interested in the medical field. And so I decided to then come to Finlandia because they presented a good medical part in their academic field. And so I started out as a biology pre-med, and then within 2 weeks I changed over to medical assistant and then over to nursing with 4 separate advisors. So it was a little rocky, bumpy start, but I'm so glad that I ended up in nursing program.
Yeah, and what I like about your story is that, a lot of times you hear stories about people who went to school, they knew what they wanted to go to school for, and they just did it.
Oh, they're the lucky ones.
They are the lucky ones, and they're also the rare ones. Most students kind of come into school, they're not sure what they want to do, and that's kind of one of the joys of a first and second year at a school is a lot of times you're kind of exploring yourself, especially that first year. If you don't know what you want to go to school for, you don't necessarily need to stress out. It's a time to kind of find yourself and find what you want to be, and it sounds like that's what happened with you.
Yes, it's exactly what happened with me. I had previous college back in Minnesota where I was going to North Hennepin Community College, which was not too far from where I lived in Monticello. And I was going there for generals, and then I decided to stop school for a little bit, work, find out who I was as a person, and then come back to school as someone who I knew I wanted to be.
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate you coming on to Finlandia Fridays. We're going to end the episode here. I got a couple more announcements to end with here. Of course, our home opener football game is tomorrow. Are you going to be there?
Oh, I'm definitely going to be there.
Good. We got the Finlandia Lions taking on Lawrence University, so that'll be a lot of fun to watch our guys go out there and take on Larry U, as they like to be called. I like that hashtag, Larry U.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be down Larry U tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be fun. And that game is also going to be broadcasted live on The Lift, which is a new radio station in town. It's the official voice of Finlandia Lions Athletics. It's 99.3 FM. You can learn more about them or listen online at 993thelift.com. And also, I want to remind people that next Tuesday is our second Tuesday recital series at the Chapel of St. Matthew. If you're interested in music at all, you need to be at these events. There's great musicians from the Copper Country. Soren Schmidt, who we talked about already, he'll be there. Maybe we can get him to sing the fight song even. We'll see.
I'll be there playing the piano.
Oh, you're going to be playing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll definitely want to show up. That's going to be it for this week on Finlandia Fridays. Again, go to finlandia.edu/Fridays for full archive, to listen, to watch, whatever you guys want to do. We appreciate you guys being here and being a part of this. See you guys next week.